back to the channel. I'm Berez and I am on board Virgin Voyages Valiant Lady, and I'm going to be on a full week cruise. I'm going to show you guys around the ship, top things to do, and what to eat because there's amazing cuisine on board. So let's get started. Alright, first was check-in. Since we're doing a Caribbean cruise, we boarded in Miami. Here's a huge tip. There is no need to arrive early. The earliest you can get on the ship is 2 p.m. So if you come in at 11, doesn't mean you'll get on early. That's because at the end of your cruise, you're able to get off as late as 10:45 a.m., which is much later than other cruises. So after we boarded, we headed straight to our room. So let me show you the room. To access the room, you can use this wristband. You get this at check-in. And so this is your room key. And when you order drinks, everything will be on this. So we check in like this, the door opens. So welcome to the room. This is a sea terrace room. It has a nice closet area in the front, and there is a ton of space right here in the middle, which I love. There's a full-length mirror and another mirror for like doing makeup. So we did unpack our things, and actually there's tons of space to hang out all of our clothes. Everything fit for a 7-day trip easily. And then there's also this little cabinet right here, plenty of like drawers and things. So basically unpacked, and we have a lot of leftover room. If you're going on any cruise, one thing you must pack are these metal hooks. These are from Amazon. And if you didn't know, all cruise ship walls are magnetic. So you can buy these magnetic hooks and you can hang like your hats and things on them. It kind of just saves space in these cabins because there isn't too much room, and it just kind of keeps big things away. You can buy different magnetic feel, but I would recommend getting some with heavy duty so you can kind of hang heavier bags, which we don't have, and we need some. This is also a king size bed, so it's really spacious. We also have a nice balcony with, of course, an amazing, beautiful sea view. And what's really cool about these balconies is that they have these red hammocks and you can just lounge out here. Let me give it a try. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Okay, this is actually really comfortable too. And it's just a really fun way to hang out in your balcony. I've never seen this before on a cruise ship. So I will be here with a drink. I will see you guys later. After check-in, it was time to sail away. We headed to Richard's Rooftop, which is a private area for suite guests that we were able to see during our cruise. We took in some drinks and champagne, and we looked over the amazing views of Miami as we sailed away to the Caribbean. After some drinks, we headed to dinner. I'll talk more about all of the restaurants and entertainment on board later in this video, but to end the night, we went to the outdoor pajama party, taking in the music and moonlight, which was the perfect way to end our first day on Virgin Voyages. Give you a little bit of a tour of the ship. This is deck 16, probably where you're going to be mostly on a ship, especially if the weather is nice. Up here there are plenty of chairs that you can lounge on, but below me is deck 15, and that's where the pool is. They also have a huge whirlpool, and during the day this is really mellow, but around 1 p.m. there's a DJ on and things get livened up. So this is where you want to be if you want some sun. Also on deck 16 they have a running track, and if you like running or walking, this track is cool because it's completely elevated, so you don't have to bother anyone. It's only meant for walking around, which is really nice. So now we walked over to the athletic club, and this is where they have like outdoor gyms, more seating. They also have a huge net that suspends over the whole ship, so let me show you. They also have all these fun gym equipment, including a basketball court over here. Foosball, anyone? So this is the back of the ship on deck 16, and I think this is probably one of the coolest places because there's so many awesome lounge chairs that you can lay on, and this whole back wall is like a huge bed. So I think if you're like hungover or you don't want to be by anyone, over here is where you're going to find tons of places to relax. And this is a triple net. Okay, I'm going to go on it. I'm kind of scared. Ready?
We can go on together.
Oh my god. Okay, I recommend putting shoes on. It hurts my feet. Okay, I put my shoes on, so I think this is going to be easier to experience. Oh my gosh. So like I said, the pool deck is where I love to spend my sea days, and this deck featured 2 pools. There was one circular wellness pool and then the main pool. More than half of the main pool is shallow, which is perfect for cooling down, but the deep area is quite small, which on a full cruise could get pretty crowded. But I did love the day beds surrounding the pool, which were so comfortable and were available on a first come first serve. This cruise kind of had a late night vibe, so you didn't have to wake up necessarily really early to reserve the day beds, but our cruise was not at full capacity. And there's also lounge chairs on the higher deck. There is no pool up there, but if you want more of like a quiet place to relax, you can always go up there. And the Sun Club Cafe is where we had our lunch almost every day. They had poke bowls, they had bao buns. I honestly felt I ate so healthy on this cruise, minus the late night pizza, but I did love going here for lunch. Another place to relax, which I feel like no one really knew about, was the Dockhouse, which is on deck 7. This was an outdoor lounge with a Mediterranean vibe. They had Mediterranean light bites and cocktails, and they had sunbeds. So if you want a totally relaxing place to go, I would highly recommend spending some time here. Now let's talk about all of the amazing restaurants and places to eat on board. The Galley is where you're gonna go for breakfast and lunch, and if you want dinner, this is basically the closest thing to Virgin Voyages buffet, but instead of everything out, you sit at a table and a waiter comes to you and you can order pre-made things like sandwiches, sushi, breakfast, you name it. So now we were at breakfast at the Galley, and for breakfast they have different kinds of things. This doesn't change, so you can kind of try out anything. I think I'm gonna order the crunchy peanut butter Berez, but they also have like regular breakfast things like your omelets, breakfast, and yeah, we're gonna just dig in here. And it kind of reminds me of like the street market. They have all kinds of different vendors.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Ready for your order?
Yes.
So from the menu, you can see they have different things that you can order. We were obsessed with this peanut butter Berez for breakfast. We had it almost every day, but we came here mostly for breakfast and for takeaway snacks. Now let's go over all of the amazing dinner restaurants we tried on board Virgin Voyages. First up is Pink Agave, the upscale Mexican restaurant on board. The interior is super swanky and we absolutely love the cocktails here and the full menu. Now, the drinks are not included on Virgin Voyages. I'll talk about that later, but we ordered some spicy mezcal margaritas, and then we ordered basically every appetizer. And for the mains, we had the steak and fish. We love the corn esquites. We had 3 orders. And if you like Mexican food, you will like this, but it's a little different than your average Mexican restaurant. It's a bit more elevated, which we loved. Next up, we went to The Wake, which is arguably one of the most beautiful restaurants on board. You enter through this gorgeous staircase and the interiors are just stunning. I absolutely loved it. Now, out of all of the reviews I read about Virgin Voyages, The Wake always seems to get kind of like a hit or miss. If you like steak, you will like it, but they don't have a huge menu, so it's mostly your steaks and fishes, and that's pretty much it, but it was really good. And if you like steak dinners, I highly recommend checking this out. Razzle Dazzle is the vegetarian restaurant on board, but don't worry if you don't like vegetarian things. They do have naughty items on the menu that do include meat, but the actual items for the vegetarian menu were actually so good. We ordered tons of appetizers, the shishito peppers, the mushroom tartare, and the ravioli were amazing, and we actually really like this restaurant. I didn't know what to expect, honestly, but it's one of my favorites on board, and we tried a mix of vegetarian options, and then we did go off the menu on their secret menu, and we ordered the butter chicken and steak. Next up is Gunbay, and this is an interactive social dining experience, so you do get seated with other people from the cruise, which is a fun way to meet people and have a really fun experience. You start off Gunbay with some drinking games. We had a fun time playing Gunbay where you clap every time you hear the number 3, 6, or 9. And if you mess up, then you have to take your shot.
Alright, let's start. Gunbay means cheers, okay? Gunbay, 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 Gunbay. Start.
1,
2,
4,
5,
7,
8,
10.
11. No, too long. Gunbay, 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 Gunbay.
1,
2,
4,
5. No. 7. Gunbay, 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 Gunbay. Alright.
2, 4,
5, 7,
8, 10,
11,
12, 14.
15, 17.
18. 20.
Cheers. You have another shot.
After our drinking games and me losing the final round, we finally got to eat some food. The food here was so good. We loved the chicken. They had also a really good corn dog appetizer. And then they also cook the meats in front of you for your main course. So it's a really fun interactive experience. If you're on Virgin Voyages and you only have like a 4-day cruise, I highly recommend making a reservation for this one because it was so much fun.
Oh, wow.
The next restaurant that we went to was Test Kitchen. Now this is a totally unique dining experience. There are no menus. It's small dishes that are super unique. So we started off with this corn, butter, and bread. It was so good. And everything is just super different. So if you are a picky eater, I don't recommend this restaurant. But if you like trying new things, I highly recommend. The flavors of everything was just so good. Now the portions are a bit smaller, so don't expect to be like super full. But if you enjoy like Michelin style dining, definitely check this out. The menu changes twice on our 7-day cruise. And we heard people coming in that this was their second time, so it was highly enjoyed. Last up is Extra Virgin, the Italian restaurant on board. Now this is not your like average Italian restaurant. Everything here was really elevated and I enjoyed the charcuterie board and the different pastas. They had a seafood pasta and the gnocchi was amazing. Don't forget dessert. I had some ice cream.
Perfect.
Chocolate chips?
Just a little bit.
I think it's best with the almonds chocolate chips. It's my favorite combination.
Perfect.
With espresso on top?
Yes.
And speaking of sweet treats, there is an ice cream place on board. Alessandro tried every single flavor. We frequented a lot. And there was also a late night pizza place. The pizza was so good. It was like wood fire pizza. Loved it. So there's also other bites. Now let's talk about drinks. There are no drink packages on Virgin Voyages, so you do pay per drink. Now this is great if you aren't a heavy drinker and just want to pay for what you do. But if you are a heavy drinker, the drink prices were actually pretty reasonable. Beers and wines were around $5 to $10. Most wines were under 10. And then cocktails were around $9. And then specialty cocktails were around $13 to $15. But they do offer prepaid drink tabs. If you prepay $300 in drinks, you can get some credit back. So if you do plan on drinking, definitely take advantage of the prepaying drinks so you get some money back. The great thing is though, the drinks are actually really good. Like if you do order a cocktail, it isn't too sweet because everything is made fresh and not pre-batched. Let's talk about entertainment. This is the entrance to the Manor, which is the nightclub on board. During the early evening, they have smaller shows like cabaret singers and a drag queen show. So it's very intimate and fun, and there's bar service so you can enjoy your drink and watch the entertainment.
Like comes on the truck, that's how it would. Baby, we'll be right back.
And there's another space called the Red Room, and they host all kinds of different shows in here. They have a fun dance party show, which makes me so jealous. I wish I could dance like this. There was another show which involved acrobats, and this one is a must-see. It's called Dual Reality. I won't go into too much detail. You have to see it yourself. So overall, would I recommend Virgin Voyages? Absolutely. I had a great time on Virgin Voyages. This cruise offers something different than your traditional cruise and has an overall young, fun feel. The food I loved. The food quality and variety was amazing. I never felt so healthy on a cruise before, and I liked the different dining options. I also loved how specialty dining was included. There was no upcharge to go to any different restaurant. This cruise also has tons of fitness classes that you could sign up for free. Another thing that I loved was that it's adults only. Everywhere felt like an escape, from entertainment to activities. Everything is geared towards adults, and the entertainment on board was really fun and different. So would I cruise again with Virgin Voyages? Absolutely. I cannot wait to see where they go next. And if you have any questions about going on Virgin Voyages, let me know down below in the comments. I'll do my best to answer all of the questions. Hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.